A couple other ways, obviously when you're feeling peckish, water, a nice big bottle of water. I keep this handy all the time, and sometimes I'll just guzzle the whole thing, go fill this up and drink the whole thing, and that really just sits down there, makes you feel good. If you're not a water drinker, there's a couple of options. This is a water, flavoring, water additive. This is actually sold here at Swedish in the weight loss clinic, but this is protein water, and so the one little packet of water that will flavor that entire jug right there is actually got 15 grams of protein. So if you're trying to find ways to get more protein into your diet, you can actually do it with this water, which is really, really cool. One that's more readily available right in the store, there's this version of Crystal Light, which it doesn't have nearly as much protein, but it does have protein in it. It's got protein and fiber, so it's actually good for staving off hunger. But water really does that on its own. Dinner is dinner, and another superfood I rely on a lot, I actually put this into my lunch sandwiches when I bring them from home, is Boca burgers. Any kind of soy protein, fake meat product, but Boca burgers are great. They're loaded with protein, they're low in calories, low in fat, and really moderate carbohydrate. It's just another great way to add protein to your diet without all the other stuff you don't want. But I've turned Boca burgers into everything from the meat part of spaghetti sauce, which I'll then put over green beans as opposed to putting over noodles. I've made Boca burger parmesan, where I've put tomato sauce and mozzarella cheese on Boca burgers and eaten that, and it's really delicious. I make delicious wraps with Boca burgers with lots of like taco style or burrito style, with some beans and cheese and lettuce and tomato and salsa. So I rely on Boca burgers a lot as my protein source. If it's not Boca burgers, shrimp and salmon. So if you don't like seafood, I don't know what to tell you, but shrimp and salmon are great sources of protein that are, and the salmon is just super high in omega-3, so that's also really good for you. But shrimp is a great source of protein, so we use that a lot. The tricky part is after dinner. Like, there's that, you have dinner at 6:30, 7 o'clock, maybe a little earlier, and now you don't go to bed till 10, 10:30, 11, and there's going to be that time, sort of an hour before bed, an hour and a half before bed, where you're going to be like, ooh, I really want a snack. This is where I'd eat that candy or a pot of ice cream or something like that. And I do a couple of things around that. First of all, tea. I'm not a huge teetotaler, but tea works. You can drink a nice big cup of tea, get something that's really flavorful. There's one that I like that is really spicy. It's got all this vanilla and cloves and cinnamon and all that. It really is really flavorful, and again, it's comforting, and you get to sip it and you don't chug it down, and it's a nice way to spend 20 minutes, half hour on the couch, kind of having a little treat for yourself without adding any sweetness or anything like that. So, or sweetener, or sugar. You can certainly use an artificial sweetener if you want. The other thing is that if it's green and grows above the ground, it's free. And so frequently what I do at night is like celery sticks and salsa. I'll have a salad with just a little bit of olive oil, some vinegar and salt and pepper on it. Maybe I'll throw a few almonds in there. Maybe I'll zap a Boca burger and mix that up with greens. So I basically have a light second supper a few hours after dinner and about an hour before bed. And then for a treat, at first I thought I had to give up ice cream, forever. I could never have a treat sort of before bed. A couple of tricks. One is sugar-free popsicles, or no sugar added fruit bars from your local grocery store. Very low in calories. Have one or two. I think it's like 15 calories for one, and then really there's no other nutrient value. It's really a way to have a little something sweet without going overboard. The other is, but it doesn't really do anything for you either. Another option is I take frozen blueberries or frozen strawberries, and I try not to use too much because I don't want all that sugar and carbs that naturally occur in the fruit. But I take some fruit, I put it in a blender with a nice big scoop of that protein powder that I make the shakes out of, and just a splash of milk. I use soy milk, and I whiz that up into a really thick, almost soft serve ice cream consistency, and that is just a great way to cap off the day. A delicious treat, and it's a nice protein boost too in the evening, so that you normally wouldn't get from, say, a snack or a salad or whatever. So, wow, long-winded. I know this is a lot longer post than I generally have, but that kind of overall is what I do to sustain myself. Some of the tips, some of the tricks that I use to sustain myself throughout the day. Make it readily available. Make your interim snacks, your mini meals, high in protein and easy, really easy to make. Keep them right by your side at your desk, or in your pockets or in your bag, so that when you're peckish, you've got it with you. And I went to a meeting today, and I had meetings back to back, one after the other, and I didn't bring anything with me. And I found myself relying on just coffee, which is how I sustained myself for years. I'd have nothing but coffee all day, and by noon, I had to actually be late to a meeting because I had to go get some food. I was absolutely ready to pass out. So it's so important. Obviously, your body really, once you get your body into the habit of needing, this fuel, it really is going to tell you when it needs stuff. So, learned a valuable lesson today. I'm going to just always take my bag with me, and there will always be food in it. So I don't get to that point where I was sick. I needed to eat so much. I was so desperate to get something to eat. Anyway, thanks for hanging in there for this long post. Next time, I'm actually going to cook something for you guys. I'm going to get back in my whites, get into one of our kitchens here at Swedish, and prepare you a really simple dinner, something that'll be really easy for you to make, and be really healthy and really tasty at the same time. Thanks. See you next time.